All right, listen up, everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to give you a bit of a reality check. I'll be stepping into the role of a senior contractor to walk you junior contractors through the absolute meat grinder that is construction claims. Because look, out on the site, asking for an extension of time, an EOT, seems super easy. You hit a snag, you tell the boss it's going to take longer, no big deal. But getting that claim actually approved and signed off, yeah, that is a completely different world.
So, here's the multi-million-dollar question. Why does an engineer accept your claim? And why do so many of them spectacularly, embarrassingly fail? You might have a totally valid reason for being delayed, but surviving a consultant's evaluation, that requires entirely different ammunition than just having a good excuse. Look, if you want to survive, you've got to master these 5 core criteria. Every single seasoned consultant is going to check these, and they do it sequentially. Contract entitlement, proper notice, cause of delay, critical path impact, and supporting documents. They go right down the list. Fail step 1, game over. The rest don't matter. Let's walk through them. Okay, let's dive into this. Criterion number 1 is contract entitlement. Literally, the absolute first thing an engineer is going to do is crack open the contract. To win, you must cite specific clauses. I'm talking about things like FIDIC subclause 8.4 or your exact local and particular conditions. Because if the contract doesn't explicitly grant you the right to an extension for your specific issue, well, the claim is dead on arrival. No entitlement, absolutely no EOT. Moving on to criterion 2, proper notice. Man, this is where so many contractors just completely shoot themselves in the foot. Let's look at the timeline. From day 1, the second the delay event occurs, the clock starts ticking. Under standard FIDIC rules, you have a very strict 28-day window to submit a formal notice of claim. Do you submit it on day 29? Automatic failure. And yes, that applies even if the delay was entirely 100% the client's fault. Next up is criterion 3, cause of delay. A consultant's entire job here is to ruthlessly hunt down the actual root cause of the delay. Was it a variation order, a direct client delay, force majeure, or, let's be honest here, was it a contractor delay because someone on your own team messed up? Only an excusable delay, meaning one completely out of your control, will ever result in an EOT approval. All right, criterion 4, critical path impact. And this brilliantly illustrates the biggest hurdle. Not every minor hiccup on site actually extends your project timeline. Think of the critical path like a train schedule. If a passenger is 5 minutes late, the train still arrives at its final destination on time, right? But if the train driver is late, now the entire schedule shifts. If your delay event doesn't physically push back the final completion date on the CPM schedule, you're not getting an EOT. Which brings us to criterion 5, supporting documents. Okay, picture this. We're in a mock review meeting. You're sitting across the table from the engineer and you say, well, the client verbally told me to stop work while we were by the water cooler. Let me tell you, they will laugh you right out of the room. Relying on oral communication is a fatal mistake. To win, you need concrete daily discipline, site diaries, formal minutes of meeting, progress reports, and site photos. That is your undeniable proof. All right, so let's say you did everything perfectly. You nailed the paperwork, you got your EOT approved. Amazing. But this leads us to a massive, massive misconception that I see all the time with junior contractors. I have to pose this high-stakes question to you. Does getting an EOT automatically guarantee you a cost claim? Does time simply equal money? Spoiler alert, absolutely not. They are completely different beasts. An EOT simply grants you extra time to finish the work, so you avoid paying nasty delayed damages. A cost claim, however, way stricter. To actually get extra money, you have to rigorously prove the delay was exclusively the client's fault. You have to show actual, realized extra costs, provide airtight financial records, and map out a direct cause and effect relationship. So, the crucial point is this. Winning an EOT is not about scrambling at the very end of a project when you're desperate. It is entirely about your daily discipline. You need to know your contract entitlement inside and out. You must hit that 28-day notice window without fail. You've got to prove the critical path impact, and you have to lock down your daily records every single day. I want to wrap up this explainer by dropping a golden rule on you. This comes straight from the hard, unforgiving realities of construction law. No notice plus no records equals no claim. It is really that simple. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought. If an aggressive consultant walked onto your site today, right now, and audited your current delays, would your records survive, or would your claim be dead on arrival?